about my son, visualize a story. You know, I put myself there and I listen to him and with a story, but I just can't do it with the other artists.
That is the most incredible description of hip hop I've ever heard. You just described hip hop. Yeah. You really did. I have a question. What is your relationship with Afeni Shakur?
Oh, that's my lady. That's my friend. I spoke to her a few months ago, and she gave me her love and her blessings on this project, and we're supposed to do some future projects together.
Good.
But she called me. I'm her friend, so we have a wonderful relationship.
Right.
Wonderful relationship.
What do you hope people will learn from this movie? Like, what do you hope the audience will better understand about your son after they see it?
They're going to understand him not only as a man, but as a father, a son, a human, maybe even a brother and a friend, because they knew of an artist. What they're going to see from where he's coming from, what he's done, what he's accomplished, the fact that he has never lived it out, they're going to have a good feeling about this man, because it's not a rap movie, it's not a documentary, it's a story about a man, you know, a story about a son, a story about a father, a story about a husband, you know, and it's a...
What is your favorite part of the movie that touched you the most?
Can we get your questions on our mics?
What touched me the most in this movie? I loved his concert scenes. I love the concert because I've seen him in concert once. I never enjoyed it because I think it was the first time I also saw a special artist perform, and I wasn't very thrilled about her. But, yes, and I'm sure tonight when you see the movie you'll see what I'm talking about. But I love the concert scene. I love the fact that he was sincere in his music, and the fact it showed, it talked about his love all through Christopher's life. He spoke of his friends, his associates, but in the movie it really showed the love he had for his friends.
What was your involvement with the mother character? Did you guys, like, how did you help the mother character?
You mean Angela?
Angela Bassett, yes.
Oh, I met her in, I went to California, we met, we spoke, we had dinner. And when she came into New York, we sat, we talked, and I did a lot of taping for her because she had to get my voice down, and so I was there with her.
Did you take her through like the old stories about what you were?
Oh yes, the way I yelled at him when I did, like what he was doing, the way I cursed him out when he did something wrong. Oh yeah, we bonded.
I'd like to go back to that concert, that artist. What were your thoughts at the time on that relationship between her and your son?
I don't know. I never thought of it. I never thought of the relationship with my son. He's such a loving person. He's such a giving person. And to me, men, women, they were his honeys. The men were his homies, and the girls were his honeys. You know, so I'm sure they had a beautiful relationship. If it was a love relationship, I'm sure they had a beautiful love relationship. But I'm a mother, and I have my life, and there's certain things that I do not approve of, and before I get into it, I stay away from it, because I might tell you really how I feel, and you might not like it. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, so the best thing for me to do is to be a mother, be myself, and let him live his life, because I did tell him if that's what you want, go ahead, live your life, do your thing. Just
you heard that before?
let me stay out of it.
Was it painful?
That's what I did.
Was it at all painful watching the movie or parts of it?
I haven't seen the finished product yet. I'm going to see it tonight. But oh yes, I've done a lot of boo-hooing on the set.
What time will you be attending?
Both. I'll be there for all of it.
Miss Wallace, there's a lot of beef in hip hop, a lot of people fighting and stuff, a lot of groups, artists. Do you ever fear for other artists inadvertently because of what happened to your son and even Tupac, that something else, another tragedy is going to happen, another tragedy is going to take place?
No, I don't. Because to be honest with you, I don't think the tragedies that's happening, the killings, I don't think it has anything to do with hip hop. I think that the killing that's going is happening because of stupidity,
Right.
because of illiteracy,
Right.
because of just human beings not being human. You know, I don't think it has anything to do with hip hop. And hip hop is being blamed for a lot of things, you know, because the shooting is not hip hop shooting.
Right.
It's brother killing brother. It's
Right.
mommy strangling their kids. It's husband slapping their wives. It has nothing to do with hip hop.
As a parent and an educator, what would you say is the biggest lesson that our youth need to learn today?
The first thing they need to do is to finish their education. I wanted to strangle my son so many times when he told me that he did not want to finish school, he'll finish it later. Sorry about that, he never get a chance to finish. But I really would like for these kids right now to focus on education. And when they are, trust me, they'll be the biggest artists, the best artists on the face of this earth. I think education is the key. And family involvement. You know, if you're a mother, get involved with your child. If you're a father, get involved. If you're a parent, please get involved with your children. Listen to them. You know, they turn rappers not because, you know, they have terrible mothers or terrible fathers. They became these artists because, you know, they want a life. And that's what they did. They took that life. You know, I might not like it. You might not like it. Not everybody liked the life they chose, but it's their life. And for me, I just respect it. Respect me, and I will respect you. That's all I ask.
How's Christopher?
My grandson is wonderful. My grandson is playing young Christopher, 11-year-old Christopher, and you're gonna be crying when you see him perform.
How did you coach him?
I did not. I hired a special coach for him.
Well, were there any things that you told him about his father to help him?
You know, I just told him stories about books when we shared together. You know, our moments together that, you know, he could relate to Angela. Reading, talking, telling everything that happens, you know, in school. We would discuss that when he gets home from school. We talked about that, we shared stories, and that was it.
Ms. Wallace, you're very open about talking about it. Why is that?
I'm open about talking about what?
About Christopher, your son, the whole thing.
Because he was my son. You know, there are things I don't know about my son. I never knew about my son. I'm learning about him, but what I knew, I'm thrilled to talk about it because he was my son. I loved him dearly. There are things that he did in life that I want to kill him, literally. But he was my son. We had a beautiful relationship, and why not talk about it?
Well, because it was a tragedy, and a lot of people, they can't handle it for all kinds of reasons.
You know what? I have great friends today, and I have wonderful family, and they gave me strength, and my Almighty gave me strength. Another thing that why I can talk about it, I can talk because others, if there are mistakes, others can learn from it and not do what he did or not do what I did if there are mistakes that are made. But I don't mind talking about it. I really, really don't.
Miss Wallace, how do you feel about the way the actor portrayed your son? The job that he did on the movie?
Oh, I think Jamal did a terrific job playing my son. The first time I met Jamal physically, Jamal never saw me. I was sitting into a little corner. But the first time he came out and spoke, even his body language, I said, that's my son there. And the lady who was doing the interviewing said she heard me when I said that. I thought I whispered it, but she heard me. And that was it. That was Christopher all the way. Christopher all the way.
Miss Wallace, do you ever feel like sometimes that your son was a blessing?
Oh, he's always a blessing to me.
Just like a special gift from God to you?
Yes, he was. There's so many times I thought of him, and another thing, someone asked me about why I speak of my son. I spoke of my son because it makes me happy. and it makes me feel as if he's here with me. But a blessing for me, yes it is, because that's how I move on.
Yes.
I'll be walking the street and I'll think of my son and I'll smile. I'll think of conversations I have with my son and I'll just smile. And you might think I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. I'm thinking of my son. But yes, he was really a blessing to me. Really was.
So you were saying before about working with Angela Bassett. What, where did you find you two had the most common ground as people, as your life experiences? What did you guys? How did you get to know each other? Besides,
I knew Angela from her work on the street. And I just liked her work. I like her because I think she could play a 24-year-old Voletta Wallace.
We're about to wrap up and get back to the bus.
The face structure. When we approached her, she never questioned the fact. She read the script and she said she would do it. And so I
Take it. Oh.
Oh, you got bread.